Did you know that your eating habits can significantly impact your leadership performance? Recent research suggests that optimizing nutrition can improve mental clarity and your focus, drastically improving your productivity throughout the workday. Consider the impact of making decisions more efficiently, maintaining concentration for longer periods, and having the energy to lead your team effectively while still having plenty left for your family. In this video, we'll explore the eating habits of high performing CEOs that contribute to their success. You'll discover how your lunch choices might affect your afternoon performance and learn about simple dietary adjustments that can improve your overall effectiveness. I'm Julian Hayes II, and I specialize in helping executives unlock their full potential through optimized health. If you're interested in learning more about how I and my partners can assist you, feel free to reach out for a complimentary executive health chemistry meeting. Now, picture this. It's 7 a.m. and our typical CEO, let's call him John, he's already rushing out the door, and for breakfast, he has a Starbucks croissant and a large coffee. Lunch is often skipped entirely or consists of convenient, unhealthy foods. And by mid afternoon, he's reaching for some sort of a convenient snack that's most likely sugary to combat his energy crash. And this scenario sets the stage for a day of compromised decision making. And executives like John, they make an average of 139 decisions every single day. That's a staggering mental workload. And this is going to, of course, potentially lead to decision fatigue. And so I want you to think of your brain as a muscle. Every decision that you make, this is like doing a mental rep. By the end of the day, your muscle is exhausted, especially without the proper fuel. And the result from this is your ability to make sound judgments takes a nosedive. Poor nutrition creates a ripple effect through every aspect of leadership and your life. Those energy highs, those lows from John's diet, they mess with his focus. They slow down his responses, and they even impact his ability with his team and his family. So I want to share with you another story that's on the other end of the spectrum here. This is another CEO in a similar situation. His team noticed that he was irritable, indecisive, struggling to keep up with the demands of his role. And by implementing a strategic nutrition plan tailored to his genetics and focusing on foods that support his brain health, the change was remarkable. Within weeks, he reported feeling more clear-headed, making decisions with greater confidence, and even noticed improvements in his relationships with his team and his family. And here's another kicker. Research shows that the right nutritional choices can improve mental clarity by up to 40%. That's like unlocking a whole new level of cognitive performance. So imagine tackling your toughest challenges with 40% more mental firepower. That's the kind of edge that separates good leaders from great ones. And understanding your nutritional needs as an executive is about optimizing your most valuable asset, and that's your mind. So I want to break down now what your brain needs to function at its peak and how you can fuel it for success. So now imagine your brain as this high performance engine. Picture most executives trying to run that engine on the equivalent of cheap, low grade fuel. It's a recipe for a cognitive breakdown, but there's a way to supercharge your mental performance with the right nutritional mix. And the right nutritional mix starts with elements that can be considered brain food. And there's a lot of these, and we'll cover some of the big ones. And these are specific nutrients that fuel your cognitive functioning and energy levels for high performance. Think of these nutrients as premium gasoline for your mental engine. And so first and foremost, we have omega-3 fatty acids. These are the building blocks of brain health. You have EPA, you have DHA as the main ones, two types of the omega-3s, crucial for your brain structure and function. On a simple level, think of EPA fighting the inflammation. Think of your DHA as keeping your brain cells communicating efficiently. Many executives, with their fast-paced lifestyles, constant traveling, they're missing out on this crucial brain fuel due to their typical diets. And there's a handful of tests and assessments that can actually compare and contrast your omega-3s and your omega-6 in that ratio. But nevertheless, this deficiency leads to decreased cognitive functioning, impaired decision-making abilities. But the good news is that you can easily improve your brain functioning by prioritizing omega-3 rich foods through sardines, through mackerel, through salmon, or you can just simply use a high quality fish oil. The next area is complex carbohydrates. And a lot of times, do you need carbohydrates to live, to thrive? Not necessarily. No, your brain can be fine on fatty acid, on fats. But there's a difference between existing and thriving. And this is where carbohydrates come in. So complex carbohydrates, as opposed to simple sugars, are your brain's preferred energy source. Unlike simple sugars that cause energy spikes and crashes, these complex carbohydrates provide a steady stream of fuel. It's the difference between a quick burst of speed and long-lasting endurance for your mind. And another key area is your antioxidants. Think of these as your brain's bodyguards. They fight off oxidative stress, which can impair your cognitive functioning. Foods rich in antioxidants can include berries and dark chocolate. These all help your brain cope with the high stress environments of this entrepreneurial, of this executive life. And this is like having personal security for your neurons. And let's take a look at one CEO and that I shared, that I have here. Let's look at Microsoft's Satya Nadella, for example. When I was researching this, he starts his day with a protein-rich breakfast, and this sets the tone for sustained energy and focus. Other executives use brain-enriching foods like salmon, as I mentioned earlier, avocados, and various nuts into their diets. And these aren't just meals. I don't think of nutrition as just a meal. I think of this as a strategic choice and input that's going to help me cognitively perform at a high level day in and day out. And so the next step here is to think about how to actually structure your meals for peak performance throughout your demanding day. Because in the world of executive performance, timing's everything. This includes when and also what you eat. And this type of strategic precision, not only with your nutrition, but with your fitness and other key performance areas, is what my partners and I focus on. If you'd like help with that, go ahead and book a call below. But moving on, eating like a CEO is about much more than just choosing the right foods. It's about orchestrating a precise nutritional strategy throughout your day to maximize executive performance. So let's break down how these top performers fuel their success. And as I mentioned, strategic meal timing is so critical for your overall executive performance. The morning is prime time for cognitive performance, which is why a protein-rich breakfast is essential and should be a non-negotiable. Studies show that protein intake in the morning elevates alertness, elevates your cognitive functioning, and this is essentially giving your brain a jolt for those early morning meetings and those critical decision-making tasks that not only propels you forward, but propels your company and business forward. Smart snacking is also beneficial at times to help maintain focus during long meetings. And scheduling important meetings, think of having complex carbohydrates 2 to 3 hours before those events. Foods like quinoa or sweet potatoes are some of my favorites that provide sustained energy. Also, these preventing the mid-morning energy crashes. Lunch is another critical checkpoint. A balanced midday meal can most certainly power you through the afternoon challenges, helps you make, or I should say, avoid that critical mistakes that a lot of people do, where they have the mid-afternoon crashes and they're reaching for something that's convenient. That's typically not the best ideal choice for them. So successful business people that are also healthy often choose a mix of lean proteins and vegetables, often have all this stuff planned out so they don't have to rely on hope and guessing. They know where they're going. They already are prepared for where they're traveling to and finding some options when it comes to their food. So the last thing is, as the day winds down, we have dinner choices. And This is important for recovery and preparation because a great day tomorrow actually begins with a great night beforehand. And light, nutrient-dense meals is a ideal choice at this time. So think of fish, think of various sorts of greens, anything that can nourish your body without completely overloading your system. And so a sample meal plan here that you can think about here, just a sample generic one, is for breakfast, you could think of eggs and fruit. You can have a mid-morning snack. This can be nuts. This can be fresh fruit. You can also include a protein shake here. And for lunch, you can have grilled chicken salad with colorful vegetables. And then you can also top that with olive oil. For another snack in the afternoon, if you need it, you can have Greek yogurt with berries. And for dinner, you can have grilled salmon with steamed vegetables and quinoa. And this structure also aligns with your body's natural rhythms and the demands of your schedule. And because if you notice here, your largest meal is not at dinner, it's actually earlier in the day. And because late night eating can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to decreased cognitive functioning the next day and just an overall lower quality of sleep that you're going to get that night. And if you wear wearables, you can actually see this. I see this with myself. When I don't give myself a couple of hours between my last meal, more often than not, my sleep quality is just not as good. And so these, as I mentioned, these principles are universally beneficial, but there's another level. And the most successful entrepreneurs, the most successful CEOs, business leaders, they understand that true optimization comes from personalization. And the next step here then is tailoring these strategies to your unique biochemistry and lifestyle demands. And so this is where we get into personalized nutrition. This is a crucial factor in executive performance. This is a crucial factor in longevity. Your genetic makeup significantly influences how your body processes different nutrients. And this makes a one-size-fits-all approach ineffective and, quite frankly, obsolete when it comes to high-performance leadership or health in general. Genetic variations also affect how we respond to certain foods, how we respond to certain nutrients. Some executives might be more sensitive to caffeine. Others may require higher doses of specific vitamins to function more optimally. We have food sensitivity testing. This can also help when it comes to revealing hidden issues that cause inflammation or digestive problems, for example, leading to decreased productivity. Consider someone like Sarah, who is a tech CEO. She struggled with afternoon energy crashes. She takes a genetic test, reveals she has the ApoE4 gene variant, not even just dealing with energy, but the ApoE4 gene variant well connected with cognitive health as well. And one thing she did, increase her intake of omega-3 fatty acids, increase her monounsaturated intake while slightly lowering her saturated fat intake. This simple change led to not only improved cognitive functioning and decision-making abilities, and these two things were actually measured through a home-based neurocognitive assessment, which is something that we use with each and every client. So stress levels, on another thing, is important when it comes to executives' nutritional needs. During intense work periods, our bodies may require additional nutrients to cope with the amount of stress. Travel presents another challenge, but savvy and healthy business leaders prepare through strategic supplementation, along with researching healthy dining options in advance at the destination that they're going to. So customizing your diet based on your genetic profile can provide a significant competitive edge. Imagine experiencing 40% more mental clarity and focus simply by eating what your body truly needs. Now, Mark, he's a CFO. He saw remarkable improvements after implementing a personalized nutrition plan. His team noted increased patience in meetings, quicker comprehension of complex financial data, and more effective negotiation skills. Your brain is going to process faster when you give it the right nutrients. That's not only non-processed, but also the nutrients that is uniquely needed for your unique biology. So the key to success with personalized nutrition is consistency and also patience. It's about understanding your body's unique needs and its fueling requirements, and doing that to ensure that you have long-term success. So when you optimize your nutrition, you're not just improving your business performance, you're going to help elevate your overall leadership potential in all areas of life, community, and family as well. So we covered a lot about how some top CEOs can fuel their success through strategic nutrition. You time your meals, choose brain enriching foods, personalize your diet to your unique needs. These are all powerful tools that can improve your cognitive abilities and your leadership abilities. And implementing these nutritional strategies doesn't just improve, excuse me, doesn't just, excuse me, doesn't just improve your day-to-day performance. It can potentially add years to your career. Better nutrition leads to improved stress management, sharper cognitive functioning, increased energy. Over time, this can delay cognitive decline while also keeping you performing at your best for longer and outlasting the competition. This may seem like a lot, this may seem overwhelming, but just start small. Try swapping your usual breakfast for eggs and fruit. Add a handful of nuts or a protein shake as a mid-morning snack. Simple, small changes can add up to significant improvements over time. And so for those that are ready to take their performance to the next level, we offer a complimentary executive health chemistry meeting. We'll create a personalized plan that will be optimized for your health and performance needs based on your unique biology. And in the world of high stakes leadership, your health is your most valuable asset. So invest in it wisely. So stay awesome, be limitless, and as always, go be the CEO of your health and your life. Peace.